What is up here, YouTube? Jigsaw0097 here this evening. Just went and saw a movie tonight, so I'm going to make another awesome movie review here. And the movie that I saw tonight was 12 Strong. It's the new Chris Hemsworth film. And, you know, I went in with pretty much zero expectation, and I was pleasantly surprised, guys. Not to say it was a perfect movie, but it was very, very well made for what it was. I had no clue about these 12 soldiers that went over into Afghanistan after the bombing of the two towers. These were like the first combatants ever, I guess, to fight the Taliban. And I don't really want to get too much into spoilers about what happens, but I mean, it's a book already. There's a book called Horse Soldiers that it's based off of. So, if you've read that book, you kind of already know what the movie's about. Sorry, I'll get some lighting going on in here. But yeah, basically, it's about these soldiers that went over, and they kind of allied with. There's different tribes in Afghanistan, and they allied with one of the tribes that wanted to take out the Taliban. And yeah, it's just kind of a war movie, you know. If you've seen war movies, you kind of know what you're getting with it. But one thing I really liked about this one is I didn't think that the characters were going to be that well done, and they actually were surprisingly well done. Chris Hemsworth is a fine actor. He proves it here once again. And then you got Michael Shannon. He played a Zod in Superman, if you guys remember. He was really good in this movie too. And then there's a lot of unknown actors, a lot of actors I hadn't even seen yet in this movie, and they all did really well, guys. By the end, I really cared about these guys, and it's really hard for movies to do that for me now, especially in the day and age that we live in with I call it the Marvel movie syndrome, where you know, it's just really hard to get invested in characters in movies now. So this was a very good movie, but it was not without its flaws. Sometimes the CG in this movie, it looked a little TV movie-ish at times. There were like scenes where battles were going on and explosions were going on and people were dying, but it just felt very weightless, I guess is a good way to describe it. Like there's scenes where they're in the hills and the Taliban are shooting at them, and they just use, you can just tell that they're using all these special effects, because there's just like these little, almost looks like flashlight flashes coming at the soldiers, and it just didn't look very good. And then there were certain scenes where explosions would go off around them, and it just didn't look authentic enough. You could tell like the whole thing was CG, which is a shame. There's also scenes where the soldiers have silencers on their guns and they're shooting, and it's like the generic rifle sound that every other gun's shooting. So these are like very technical things, but if you're a film guy, and especially a realist, like you like realism in movies, this is something you're gonna notice. If you've seen movies like Saving Private Ryan or like American Sniper or, you know, Black Hawk Down, this movie's not on that level when it comes to the battle scenes or just the overall war depiction. Now, this movie's biggest strength, like I said, is its characters. It did very well as a war movie. I haven't cared about characters this much since Lone Survivor. And Lone Survivor actually is one of those movies that depressed the hell out of me. So this movie is a pleasant surprise. It's not like Lone Survivor where they're all just going to get massacred at the end. I don't really want to spoil it for you, but this movie does have a happy ending compared to most war movies, and it's pretty cool to see. A little history lesson for you. They do a little, you know, some little history tidbits at the end. This movie's definitely made me want to look more into it as well. I might read that book now, Horse Soldiers. So yeah, guys, overall I'm gonna give this movie an 8 out of 10. Story-wise, acting-wise, and character-wise, I think it gets a really good grade, like an A. And then the technical issues bring it down a little bit for me. And there are some like Hollywood stuff in there, you know, like just characters in there that I doubt really existed in real life, and they're in there just to add emotional weight. Like, one instance is the kid. They added this kid. There's one of the squad mates. This kid starts following him around, and they kind of go into why. But I feel like the kid was just added to the movie to add like an emotional connection to that character there, and it wasn't really bad. It was just you know, like, did that really happen kind of thing. So so I guess, yeah, those things aside, you know, 8 out of 10. It was a solid film, much better than I thought. Like I said, this is the month of January when there's just not a whole lot of movies coming out. It's how it is every January. And I went into this one, you know, just wanting to see a movie tonight, and I was pleasantly surprised. So anyway, guys, I would recommend to go watch it, especially if you like war movies. It's definitely one to watch. So yeah, guys, 8 out of 10. The movie is 12 strong. Go see it. If you guys have seen it already, comment down below. What did you guys think about it? And then if you like this video, you know, I do movie reviews on here sporadically. So, you know, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And I'll leave a link in the video if you want to subscribe. Maybe give you a link to some other movie reviews as well if you want to check those out. But this is my awesome movie review series, guys. This has been Jigsaw 0097, and I will talk to you all later.